place matchup here, you could say. Second, third, fourth, I should say. Dan Krapu on Blue Red Phoenix versus James Dreveny on four color mid range. Really, it's just four color modern trade binder.
Yeah, it's this is four color, no white. So I was walking by the tables he was playing at earlier. He had stuff like Snapcaster Mage, Tarmogoyf, Kolaghan's Command, that kind of thing.
He's really just like four color best cards.
It looked to me like he was playing four color Death Shadow, but I don't think
it's not Death Shadow.
Yeah,
no. I actually watched him play a lot earlier. It's really just like, it reminds me of a four color vintage deck. Have you ever seen those?
yeah.
You know how they've got like a bunch of one-ofs and a bunch of like Snapcasters and all these weird interaction type stuff? The way the mid-range deck plays, it's the same way for this one almost. He's got like Assassin's Trophies, that type of stuff. Just all the best cards he can play.
All right, Dan looking at a pretty solid hand. Turn 1 looting, turn 2 thing in the ice. Pretty much where you want to be. He has a bolt in hand for any creature James leads on.
Let's see what he can do here. This Blue-Red Phoenix deck, still one of the best decks, if not the best deck, in the entire Modern format.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe thing to say at this point.
It's like that in Dredge.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can get here. Shocks it into play. I imagine we're going to see like a discard spell. He plays a lot of those.
That makes sense. If you're playing black in a mid-range deck, you've probably got at least 4 1-mana discard spells in there somewhere. There's an Inquisition. This probably either takes the bolt or one of the thing in the ice.
I was going to say you probably take second thing and hope you have another piece of interaction.
Yeah. And I'm sure he's got plenty of removal spells over there, so...
Yeah. I just, by the way, last round I watched him beat Dredge's Kalitas, so he's like, he is really deep on this deck. He's going to take a Faithless Looting.
He takes Looting. I don't know about that. Dan doesn't really have any, like, particularly high-value cards that he wants to have in his graveyard.
I mean, he's got the Phoenix.
He only just drew it.
He didn't have it, but, you know, James just getting lucky there.
Yeah.
Happens to punish him for it. Maybe he doesn't have a second piece of interaction, so he's like, the second thing in the ice is just not as relevant as the first one, right? Oh, no, he has a Fatal Push, so I don't know about that, honestly.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to have seen him take away the first thing in the ice, get him to play the second one out, and then get rid of it, and then leave him with nothing, basically.
Well, he's got a Snapcaster Mage, too, that he can use to fight the other one. So maybe he figured that he just wants to take away the Enabler.
Yeah, that makes some sense. He's going to be a few turns off from hardcasting this Phoenix. We could see this turn play land, flashback, looting. Instead, he's going to surgical fatal push. I like that.
I do too.
We see an abrupt decay in his hand though, so there is an answer for the second thing in the ice that he knows about now, and Dan gets to search through his deck and figure out more of what's going on. There's like
Bedlam Reveler, Liliana.
Yeah, there are a lot of basically just completely random mid-range cards.
Bunch of Lilianas. Like I said, it's just 4-color trade binder in Modern.
Yeah, Dan now has an idea of what to play around, and he knows not to run this second thing in the ice straight into a removal spell.
Saying that, though, you'd kind of just have to play it and make him do it.
Yeah, I'm okay with...
He doesn't have a third land, and he doesn't have anything else that he can do other than this bolt. So I kind of just like... Oh, he does have a third land. That makes no sense to me then. I want to flashback a looting there.
Yeah, that's what I would have leaned towards doing.
Yeah, if you have a third land there, I really want to go for this Faithless Looting because you already have, like, the free discard of the Phoenix.
Well, maybe his plan is, like, next turn, try to flip thing and get Phoenix back, but I don't know how you're doing that.
The classic can't fetch the land you're looking for because you're playing a 4-color mana base.
Yep.
Polluta Delta does not, in fact, find Stomping Ground.
Yeah, he's still got no green mana for this Abrupt Decay. Oh, he has an Overgrown Tomb in hand.
I was going to say, I think that's a Tomb. He's got a Field of Ruin, too. That is a bold move by there, Cotton.
Yeah,
Field of Ruin in your 4-color deck.
You can't even get away with that in 3-color decks.
I mean, you can play, like, 1... You know, if
yeah,
you're,
maybe.
and that's still greedy.
But how? Like, he's got how many Lilianas in here in his Field of Ruin deck? Like, I don't know.
He is a brave man. That is for sure. You wouldn't catch me playing Field of Ruin in 4-color.
I'm gonna go ahead and shotgun this Overgrown Tomb.
Oh, another Earthquake. Someone just keeps knocking this camera. Yep,
Yeah,
Dan,
he's
just go ahead and
take
pick
that
it
off
up.
the table. That seems fine.
That's a good draw. Finds a Serum Visions.
Yep.
Well, the problem now is, like, because he didn't flashback that Faithless Looting last turn. Oh, and he just draws a Chart of Course.
Yeah, he's got.
He can't cast it though. That's brutal.
No way to put this Phoenix into play. He's got.
He'll be able to do it next turn, I think.
He's still only got 3 lands.
That's true. I mean, he should be able to find one off this chart, of course. And he's got a free spell on top. So if he finds 3rd land, he should be fine. Well, he doesn't even need another land. He just charts a course, free spell, bolt, get back your Phoenix.
Meanwhile, James not really developing his board at all. His hand's mostly filled with reactive cards rather than proactive cards. He's got Snapcaster, Bolt, and 2 lands over there.
I mean, that's actually totally fine. Oh, this is aggressive.
Can I Inquisition? Inquisition taking Charter Course is very powerful here.
Yeah, I like it. I like the aggression. Take that Charter Course.
Yeah, I think you let him keep the Bolt.
Who cares? You can bolt the Snapcaster. Oh, that was a Serum Visions. I thought that. Oh, he must have scryed the...
Yeah, the Gut Shot went to the bottom.
That seems bad to me when you could just... doing the line that I said you had it next turn if he doesn't discard your Chart of Course. I mean, he found a Faithless Looting, so that's something.
Yeah, he finds...
Bolt and land, so he's got 2 bolts in Phoenix now.
He's going to Bolt Snapcaster and get Phoenix back here.
He might just bolt you, yeah. Bolt you. He's got the other bolt. He's putting him down to 8 here. Next turn, he can come in for another... You can put him down to 5. Virtually at 2 because of the second bolt. I like it.
It's a Tarmogoyf. It's not great here.
It's fine, honestly. You need to clock. You have a bolt in your hand as interaction. I really like just bolt Phoenix now while Dan's tapped out. And then play a Goyf and get in for 2.
Yeah, he's got no real way to guaranteed get that Phoenix back next turn.
Right, he's only got the bolt in his hand. I mean, he's got a flashback Faithless Looting, but that takes his whole turn. I really want this bolt to be fired off before Dan gets a chance to untap. Gonna tank it up a little bit here.
I think the first thing you do is get in with Snapcaster Mage.
Yep, do your combat step. I mean, it doesn't really matter because he's tapped out.
Right. Oh, Tar Pit's an option too. Get in,
I like Goyf more.
Get in for 5, hold up Bolt. Yeah, Goyf adds to your clock a lot more.
Because next turn you get to swing in with the Tar Pit as well. It just represents more damage. I don't understand why you wouldn't. I mean, now he's got 2 bolts in his hand.
Yep.
He drew a 3rd bolt.
Put you to 2, swing for 3.
I would not be surprised if that misstep here with the Tarmogoyf ends up costing James on the damage race.
Well,
because
he gets
that Goyf is huge.
So the thing is, he still can't play Goyf and swing with Tar Pit. So you got to choose here.
Well, you should have just played the Goyf last turn.
Right.
I still think you should swing with put the Goyf into play.
See, this isn't even a 2-turn clock.
That's my point.
Now he's
He
got to
takes
fade. He's got to fade 2 draw steps now.
He takes a full turn off the clock if he plays Goyf last turn.
It looks like that's a Phoenix stuck in Dan's hand. It's a Liliana.
Does nothing here.
Yeah, not very good. Now he's gonna see what's in his hand.
Oh, it's a
that's,
lightning
that's
axe.
a lightning axe. Okay, that card was very dead.
I mean, he might not get punished here. He's gonna put him down to 3. I mean, Dan would just be dead here though, so we'll see.
It's a redraw.
Serum Visions.
Neither of those are very good. I mean, he has to have exactly something that'll keep him alive in hand, otherwise he's dead.
Or he just needs to kill him.
That too.
Nope. Maybe he can kill the, Oh no, he just drew a Snapcaster.
Yeah, he's got Snapcaster for
Bolt.
if Dan suddenly gets a Phoenix in play, or... The safer line is probably just to swing out like this. Yeah, he's got nothing.
Alright, we're gonna go to game 2 here. 4-color midrange gonna take down the best deck in game 1. So from Dan, we got 2 Abrades, 1 Shatterstorm, 1 Rail Izzet Viceroy. I actually just opened a foil Rail at Showdown yesterday at the Chupacabra I took first. 2 Dispel, 2 Negate, 1 Anger of the Gods, 2 Blood Moon, 1 Beacon Bolt. Interesting. 1 Surgical Extraction, and 2 Dragon's Claws. So I like the Rail. I like the Negate. Probably the Dispel.
Blood Moon seems
Blood
very
Moons, yeah. That's probably about it. Maybe the Beacon Bolt. Because Beacon Bolt kills everything.
Yeah, I don't really see anything else you want here.
So from James, what do we got?
3 now Spellbomb, 3 Surgical, 1 Brutality, 1 Spellskite, 2 Abrupt Decay, 1 Tracker, 1 Beast Within, 1 Tassiger, 1 Damnation, 1 Kalitas. Kalitas is very good. All 6 of the Graveyard Hate cards on the top are coming in.
Brutality might come in. It only kills the Phoenix. I like Beast Within, kind of. I like the Abrupt Decays. I just want to be able to, because Dan only has like a certain amount of threats. Like, I just want to be able to interact with them as much as possible because your late game is better. So I like the Abrupt Decays to fight the thing in the ice. I like Beast Within as just a catch-all, maybe, if you have enough weight to cut. Probably about it. There's an argument for Collective Brutality because all 3 of the modes are relevant in this matchup.
Yeah. You can, like, turn 2, take whatever enablers in his hand, or, like, top deck it late game to gain 2 life if you're, like, racing.
And when you 2-mode it, like, kill a creature, kill, like, your Phoenix, duress you, and drain you. Like, that's just too much on one card, right?
Yeah. Kalitas is also very good here.
Kalitas is a house here.
Like, makes your lightning bolts exile their phoenixes and give you a zombie.
Right. Just so good. Turns all these, like Beast Within, if you bring that in, it turns that into an exile effect. Any of your removal spells just turns into exile effects, so that's, against a deck that wants to play out of the graveyard, very good. Who do you think's favored here, going into game 2?
Generally in matchups like this, the Phoenix deck is favored, only because typically these mid-range decks can't keep up with how fast they are. But if they have the right draw, like discard spell creature into like
Abrupt Decay,
like
your thing.
removal spell, yeah, then they might be able to get there.
And that's kind of what we just saw.
Especially when he's boarding in 6 graveyard hate cards.
Right.
It might be enough.
Yeah, you could see, like, Dan discard 2 Phoenixes to a Faithless Looting on turn 1, and then have James just Nile Spellbomb them immediately, even for no draw card value. He just nuke those 2 Phoenixes.
Yeah, because
And that's
there's
probably enough to win the game.
there's basically no way he can put them into the yard turn 1 and bring them back. So typically what you'll see is these Phoenix decks will just wait until they can both discard them and bring them back at the same time.
Right.
That way, that line is only weak to surgical and not surgical plus whatever other hate pieces they could be running.
Correct.
Looks like Dan having second thoughts about his sideboarding here. He's going to put in whatever card that is.
2 cards.
It looked like James took a mulligan to 6. I don't think so. He shouldn't be mulliganing unless Dan's drawn his opening hand, so...
There's that Beacon Bolt.
Beacon Bolt seems pretty solid here.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, if I'm Dan and I just play that game 1 not knowing anything about James's deck, I would like immediately put him on a Death Shadow deck.
That's fair.
Having only seen what I saw that game. And Beacon Bolt very good against Gurmag Angler and Death Shadow.
That's true. It's also good against Tarmogoyf and Snapcaster Mage.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that James is presenting. No, he didn't take a mulligan. He just drew 7.
Okay. That's a Spellbomb and a Surgical in his opener. That's likely a keep even though it's a 1-lander. You can cycle the Spellbomb to try to draw yourself out of it.
Hoping, yeah. If you need to draw a second land, though. Oh, no, you don't.
Dan gonna mull the 6. I mean, he's got Fatal Push, Surgical, and Nile Spellbomb that are all castable in 1 land.
And then he's got a Snapcaster.
And then he's got Snapcaster and Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, he's got a very solid hand here. His best draw would be like Misty Rainforest. Find himself like a breeding pool.
He also brought in Damnation. You see in his opener there.
I think I would imagine he brought it in, but I'm pretty sure I saw him play one in the main deck. That's a 0-lander.
Yep, he's going to 5.
And that's game, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you all for coming out. We're going to cut the stream here.
Yeah, like...
Bunch of hate cards in James' hand.
You're mulling to 5 against someone that keeps a 7 with 2 hate cards in it. You're probably not getting out of this.
Yep. C'est la vie, though.
And, I mean, James managed to steal the first game without his sideboard cards.
The next person that bumps the camera rig is getting smacked.
Hey, supposedly we're going to be getting like a wall mount. So no one will be able to bump it.
Ugh, God, another 0-lander.
We're going to 4.
I'm sorry, Dan. You don't deserve this.
No, this just feels real bad.
The mulliganing is going to last longer than the actual game.
Oh, yeah, because James is going to go, shock in my Blood Crypt, play Nile Spellbomb, go.
And then Dan's going to be like, oh, well, now I just can't win.
Yeah.
Let's draw some lands here, Dan. I know as soon as we walk out of this room, he's going to look up at me and start yelling about what a bunch of bullshit this game is. Immediately.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be feeling pretty good if you're James right now.
Yeah, James just looking at his phone like, well, this was an easy 4-1.
Yeah.
God, what a noob. Just can't draw. You know, that's about as good as it gets on 4.
I mean, that's 2 lands, an Ascension, and a Thought Scour.
Yep.
Like, I don't
And
think you can get much better.
top.
That hand's, like, not super weak to graveyard hate. And James draws the second land. So now he's got to decide if he wants to play the Tar Pit on 1 or make a 1-mana play.
You just make the 1-mana play, I think.
I don't know.
You know what? You can hold up Surgical with Tar Pit. I actually don't like going for the Spellbomb here. Simply because you can have the Surgical at the ready. He drew a Serum Visions, too. Okay, so Dan's in this game.
Yeah, so this is going to be Pyromancer's Ascension.
And then he's got 2 cantrips.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know. If James has, like, an Abrupt Decay, it's actually not castable right now. But if he's able to get rid of this Pyromancer's Ascension, Dan's going to have basically nothing going for him at the moment.
Right. Gotta read this one.
He's going to get to start generating some value with this.
It's always funny to me when I see this card in a deck that's not Storm.
Yeah?
This used to be how Storm won.
Yeah, not anymore.
Nope.
I don't think James has any cards in hand that deal with that.
No, and you really don't need it. The thing is, the graveyard thing, the Pyromancer Ascension, gets hosed by the graveyard hate.
Yep, there's a Phoenix. I wonder if he's going to throw the Surgical at it. Because that's his second spell. So
He's not getting a third one, though. There's another Phoenix, though.
So, like, if
Bottom.
if Dan has a free spell in hand, yeah, he could bring the Phoenix back this turn. James doesn't know that he doesn't have it, but he's just going to fire off this Surgical anyway.
I think you do it. Just get it out of there, you know? Leave him with no chance to win.
What colors is 4-color midrange? Everything but white.
I love your name. I eat toes. Dan's got a decent hand. Bolt, Crackling Drake, Snapcaster.
Well, I mean, he's a little ways off from that Crackling Drake.
He just needs to draw land.
It's going to be hard for him to get there on the back of this Pyromancer's Ascension with that Nile Spellbomb in play. But
You're not doing it, yeah.
if James bricks on a removal spell for the Crackling Drake once it comes down, he could be in trouble.
If it comes down.
That's true. You might not get the chance to even get the 4 lands.
Yep. I mean, James' hand is loaded. James has a lot of gas in his hand.
I'm not sure why Faithless Looting is in this deck. Like,
Card filtering.
I mean, I guess.
Duh. Like,
It doesn't. He's not really doing anything that crazy with his graveyard.
I really do think it's just card filtering.
Alright, there's a Manamorphose. Wonder if he just burns that to try to draw a land.
I really would.
Yep, looks like what he's going to do.
You're not winning here if you don't find lands and play stuff.
Yep, there it is. So he's got 3 mana now. He can snap Cantrip. Decent line.
It'd be fine.
Probably the Serum Visions.
Lets you look deeper.
Yeah, Thought Scour is pretty bad with this Nile Spellbomb in play.
There we go. Draws his 4th land.
That's a Spire Bluff Canal, though, so that's going to enter tapped.
Boo. 2 good cards on top, though.
Yeah, Manamorphose and Bolt are pretty good.
Fatal
pretty
Push.
good here. Yeah, that Fatal Push. He doesn't know. Well, does he know about the Drake? I don't know. But
Yes, he does. He's surgical.
I almost want to hold that just to go, like, fetch Fatal Push the Drake. But he does have
He has a
a
Snapcaster.
Damnation. Oh, he has a Snapcaster. Yeah, that's fine, too.
Thought Scours 2 in this deck. Draws another Goyf.
Yeah, I swear, like, anyone would tell you that this is
They
just
bumped
4
it again.
color
All right,
shadow.
who do I have to slap? Who did it? Faithless Looting?
Yeah, he's got Faithless Looting, and he's got Thought Scour. Like, anyone watching this would think this is 4 color shadow.
Yeah, for sure. He might even have shadows in there. I don't know. I just haven't seen him.
He pitches the Damnation.
I feel like he would have called it 4 color shadow, though. If, pardon me, if there was shadows in it.
Yeah.
Manamorphose, he's looking for an untapped land. He wants it this turn.
It's 1 counter on Pyromancer's Ascension. I mean, when that gets to the point where it's a problem, he can just pop a Spellbomb, so it's not really a big deal.
Dan's here, trying to see if he can navigate his way. Bolt.
Probably going to see Bolt here.
I think you have to fire off the Nile Spellbomb right now. Because if that the cast trigger is going to trigger the Pyromancer, right? If
Yeah.
you allow the second bolt to go, yeah, there. You had to fire it in response, and that was very well telegraphed, so I really wanted to see him fire that there.
Oh, he's just got an Abrupt Decay, sure.
Okay, well, if you're just good at magic, you have the Abrupt Decay. Draws another land.
He's got Snapcaster.
Yeah?
This might be like Snapcaster. No, I kind of want to hold the Snapcaster.
I want to hold it because you can use this Abrupt Decay if you need to.
Awkwardly enough, he has no blue mana to activate Creeping Tar Pit right now. All right, he's gonna fire off a Spellbomb to try to cycle into something to do here. Yep,
Goif.
that'll work.
Mismatched art.
Classic.
Not only are we on 4-color Trade Binder, we're on 4-color Mismatched Art Trade Binder.
All right, well, the Drake comes down this turn. James has to find a way to answer it. There are a lot of spells in exile. I don't know how big that is, but it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a 5/6. Artifact, creature, land, instant sorcery.
No, the Drake.
Oh, it's a big boy. Doesn't matter, though. You can just kill it, right?
I count 7 spells in exile. Was it 7-4?
Oh, no, you can't just kill it.
Yeah, he's got no way to kill it here. I think you might have to race it.
Oh, no, you can't just kill it. You have a Fatal Push now with the Revolt.
Well, does he have the Fatal Push in hand?
Yeah. No, he has a Snapcaster. He's got a Fatal Push in the art, doesn't he? Oh, no, he doesn't.
No, I don't think so. No,
that second card, right up next to the Surgical. I'm like 99% sure that's a, what you call it?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, so this is going to be Snap Push.
That Fatal Push was a good draw. Not Fatal Push, the Fetch Land.
Mm-hmm.
Lets him trigger that Revolt.
Yep, and now he's got blue mana to activate this Tar Pit every turn.
Yep. Smash. This is a lethal attack next turn.
Yep.
It's a very lethal attack.
I don't know what Dan needs to get out of this. Probably just top deck another Drake.
Needed to not mulligan to 4.
Yeah, that would have helped. Because now he's got to top deck a Drake and use it as a chump blocker. Well, not a chump blocker. It would trade with Goif. But then he's not in a good spot because there's still a Snapcaster and a Tar Pit to worry about.
True. What do we draw? Blood Moon? That's not going to do it.
That's a little late. He's got to fire off Manamorphose and hope to find something here.
What one card's going to find it? I don't know. That's not it.
That's a Beacon Bolt. That does keep him alive for 1 turn.
That's true.
No, it doesn't, because that only counts things in your graveyard, right?
Yep, it does.
Yeah, that is not good enough.
No, because Tar Pit plus Goif going to be good enough. Oh, it counts exile, too.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That will keep him alive for 1 extra turn.
He's gonna get hit here for 5, down to 2. He's got to avoid a Lightning Bolt or a Kolaghan's Command. What do you got, James?
I mean,
it's for 5.
It's just gonna be try to kill you over 2 turns.
He's got another Tar Pit too.
Yeah, I don't know how he beats this. Well, actually, Blood Moon shuts both of them off, but the Snapcat. Oh, he's got
Blood Moon and Bolt.
Blood Moon and Bolt. I mean, that's basically the perfect answer to both of these.
There's no way, right?
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. Literally any creature
is going to be good enough.
Is going to be good enough here. I can't tell what he drew.
He drew a spell.
Yeah, it looks like it.
He's got a looting in the yard, too.
Yeah, so that's probably what's being flashed back here.
Draws another looting. Gonna ditch 2 of these lands.
Yeah, he's got a lot of lands there. 2 Field of Ruins. Those don't look very good right now.
2 Field of Ruins. That's really bold, Cotton.
Might as well cast the second one.
Yeah, gotta find something.
Find something that's castable.
There we go. No
Awkward-
red mana.
Awkwardly enough, he tapped both of his mountains to cast that. But that's fine.
How funny would it be if Dan just like randomly drew a one of Cryptic Command or some shit right now?
He could have Dispel.
Yeah.
That is possible. Unfortunately,
Bolt
I think
you?
he's just dead.
Oh! What an animal! He had the negate.
Yeah, I mean, he got him. He's still dead, right? Like
No way. I want Dan to win. Let's go, Dan! Win this game. For the Moldifor.
All right. He gets 2 more looks at cards here before passing the turn back. Bolt is lethal. Goyf is a lethal threat. Snapcaster is a lethal threat.
He's got Colgan's commands in his deck. What do we got? What did we draw? Is that a Collective Brutality?
It is.
That's a lethal threat.
That is going to kill him.
Ah! There we go. All right, that was intense. I'm all hyped now with that negate. You know what? I wanted to see it. I wanted to see the Moldifor come back.
It was exciting, but the game was over.
That game was over. Yeah. Well, that was an awesome night of Modern.
Yeah. It's actually been pretty exciting lately. Last week we had that match with Slivers versus Humans, where the Slivers deck almost got there by drawing their one of Fog. But they were 1 point short of having enough damage in the backswing to kill, so it didn't matter.
That's how it is. Well, thank you all so much. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did. Have a good night, guys.